Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Nefertiti Gold and I'm an electronic R&B artist. And if you're unfamiliar with what that means, definitely check out this video that I made, kind of giving you a demo of what exactly that means. But make sure you come back and finish watching this video, please. Now, today's video is sponsored by DistroKid, but I will talk about that a little bit later. Now, today I want to talk about how I had Patreon for a little bit, and then I decided to just completely cancel and just leave the platform. Now I'm gonna go over the reasons why I left Patreon, but I also have other things I decided to do instead. So without wasting too much time, we're just gonna get right into it. And in no particular order, reason number one. This reason I think might be probably one of the bigger driving forces why I ended up just kind of leaving the Patreon platform. And it's just for the simple fact that it is yet another platform that I have to build. And now don't get me wrong, this can still be lucrative and profitable for some people depending on what you're doing, what spaces and what niches you're in. But for me, I'm still trying to grow this YouTube channel, which by the way, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. The goal is 10K. We're trying to get to 10K. I'm trying to get to 10K. So in this world of being the content creator, a music creator, and trying to find an avenue to do this full time, you gotta make money. The bills have to be paid, and diversifying your portfolio and having different streams of income can help with that. And Patreon was at the top of the list of one of the ways to try, but it is yet again another platform that you have to work on building. And the thing for me that made Patreon a little bit more difficult is that I have to pull people from all different platforms to bring them over to a new platform, get you to sign up, get a new account, and then subscribe. Now, of course, there are people that have success, have found success, and it works within their business models. But, I kind of came to the realization that maybe, just maybe, I'm not fully there yet as far as the audience that I have on the other platforms to pull from. So while I'm working on building all the other main platforms, Patreon would yet again be another thing on the to-do list that I would have to work and promote and try to build literally again from zero. And don't get me wrong, there were definitely a few people that came through, they signed up, they subscribed, and it definitely gave me hope that, oh, I can do this. I can, generate some income through this platform. But being that my other main platforms haven't been fully developed yet, it just kind of made the task more difficult. So at the point of filming this video, I'm at 6,000-ish subscribers. And although, you want to work with Patreon and kind of build it along the journey, I just found that it was just something else to upkeep. It was another account that I would have to log into and check in and try to find different unique ways of building it into my other main platforms to try to get people from there to go over there. It was just a lot. Number two, I feel like number two definitely ties into number one for sure, but it really just kind of came down to the amount of content I would have to make. So ideally on Patreon, you would be offering some type of exclusive extra something to, give people a reason to sign up. And I'm gonna be really honest, when it comes to creating content for my main pages, whether it be YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, I'm a procrastinator. I'm a human being. I'm a procrastinator. Life be lifing. There's a very good chance that this video right here is probably being filmed a solid 24 hours before it goes out. I haven't gotten on that wave of filming batch content, filming 5 videos in one day and scheduling things out for a month or two in advance. I'm just not there, right? I still work full time. I still try to do this, anytime that I have a chance to. There's still life, friends, and loved ones and maintaining those relationships. There's the whole, cooking, cleaning, laundry, supermarket. My day job, I sit at my desk. When I do music, I sit at my desk. So therefore, I'm doing a lot of sitting down. So I have to make time to go to the gym. But if I go to the gym, I got to make sure I eat right. So I got to always cook. And then once I'm done cooking, oh my God, you have to get 8 hours of sleep to see any of the results. And it's kind of it's a lot happening. Even when it comes to content for my main pages, I'm not several weeks in advance. I'm kind of almost always filming and editing within a 3 to 4 day time period if I'm lucky. There were even times where I've been editing videos up to like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning just to have it published by 6 a.m. So yeah, when it comes to Patreon, I realized that part of the things that I was, I guess, promising to deliver would be BTS footage and, extra, X, Y, and Z. And that just wasn't realistic for me, because I would have to really make it a point to schedule time to do my content and then film myself while I'm filming myself to create like that BTS, because that was part of some of the things that I promised. Now, of course, what I could have done was, essentially adjust what it is that I wanted to deliver, but I already had a few people that signed up, and by the time I realized that I'm just kind of really overwhelmed, it was just a little too late. And now the third reason, which kind of came pretty much after I had already just decided to shut down the Patreon page. Apple has a new update that's starting November 2024. They will be taking 30% of Patreon subscriptions. Now, they are giving people two options. You can either charge your patrons 30% more to cover it, or you can keep their subscriptions the same price and you as a creator just lose an extra 30%. So like either way, it's a lose-lose situation. However, the silver lining in this situation is that it seems to only apply if you download Patreon and sign up for Patreon through the iOS app. I think you're good if you just stick to the desktop version and pretty much sign up from there. Now, all is not bleak. I've definitely found a few avenues in order to replace Patreon that make a lot more sense to me. And before I move on to those reasons, I really want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, DistroKid. DistroKid is one of the world's leading distributors, distributing about 1/3 of the world's music to streaming platforms. They are still by far the easiest and most straightforward way for you to upload your music onto any of the streaming platforms so that your music can be heard by everyone. They offer free tools for you to use to help promote your music, such as promo cards and hyperfollow. They allow for automatic revenue splits in case you decide to work with a collaborator, and you get unlimited uploads for the entire year for just one yearly fee. And if you think you're ready to start uploading your music and getting your music in front of as many people as possible, definitely use my link in the description below to get 7% off your first year.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Moving on. Now, as I was saying before, I do have a few things that I've implemented in order to kind of replace the fact that I've ditched Patreon. One of those being a songwriting workshop that I host monthly via Discord. Now, this was something that I was offering via Patreon, and I felt like that section was doing fairly well, so I decided to just kind of have it be its own standalone thing. Now, it's still a monthly subscription, however, because I'm not on Patreon anymore and I'm not necessarily offering more things on top of it, I've actually decided to reduce the cost of it. And the best part about it is if you decide to sign up for these monthly workshops, you don't have to create another login or another account, and you still have the freedom of canceling whenever. Now, these workshops are hosted usually on the first Sunday of every month, and I usually do it through a private section of my Discord, which you can join for free. And if you're interested in attending one of these writing workshops, definitely check the link in the description and it'll give you more information. The next one that's coming up is going to be September 8th. Also, consider joining my Discord server. That is free 99. Now, the second thing that I've implemented is probably my favorite of all time, and I think you're going to find this so fire, so cool, so dope. Now, I don't know if you guys have been on any of my socials, whether it be Instagram or TikTok, but I have been raving about these mini CDs for a little bit now. Let's hold it up to the camera. This is like official packaging if you decide to buy or create 50 or more units. I'm gonna link these below, the ones that are on my website, along with some that you can make for yourself. Now, if you haven't been following me on socials and you're new here and you're trying to figure out what are these mini CDs, these are literally fully customizable NFC CDs that you can literally just scan it to your phone and it'll house all of your music, photos, videos. You'll have all of your links on there if you so choose. And the best part about these little things is that if you as a fan, if you purchase one of these, I, as the artist, the creator, I can update this remotely. So all of those, BTS footages that I was trying to put on Patreon and trying to do it on a super regular basis every week or every month, well, this gives me the ability to still do that, but it gives me more breathing room. I don't necessarily have to update this on a regular, super frequent basis. I can do it when it makes sense for me. And I think another really cool aspect of it is that there's a certain amount of exclusivity, meaning that if you don't have one of these, you cannot access the content. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to demonstrate this right on the camera, but let me try. All right, so basically you would take these mini CDs, you hold it up to your phone, and then a link pops up. And then music is loaded. So you have music here. You have music here that you can select. There's a list of links. I can even upload videos. I have recently just updated these, so this actually has some more content than it did originally, which I think is so amazing. So these are for sale on my website currently. There's only literally just a few left. So once I'm done selling these out, it's kind of done, and I'm gonna be working on my next single. And another reason why I really like these is that because I can just update these remotely, I don't necessarily have to sell a bajillion units. I can decide to do a limited run, and if you get it, you get it. And then if you do have it, I can update it whenever, I can add to it whenever. And it's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving. Now, I do have a few left on my website. I have one for my single WTG, and then I have another one for Runaway. These are so cute. If you decide to get one, there's a few left on the website. I definitely suggest you guys cop some, because I'm working on some new music, so I'm going to be coming out with some new mini CDs. And once these sell out, they're sold out. They're sold out. They're sold out. I've also made it a point to not update the same content on each of these. So some of them will have, some things that are the same, but I am making it a point to update each one with different BTS content. So you're gonna find value in each of them. Now, with that said, if you've made it to the end of this video, you are the real MVP. And if you haven't by now, hit the subscribe button, join the family, help me get to 10K, and I'll see you guys in the next video.